Suicide Squad.
Most excited to write about for the Suicide Squad movie, and why?
Meisha, I think the character that I was the most excited to write for was Harley Quinn. I've loved this character ever since Paul Dini first put her in animated shows. I think that there's a sort of chaotic trickster god nature to her where she's just always going off in random directions. And as a writer, that's a really fun thing to deal with because she takes you in places where you don't know you're going to go. So a lot of it was me writing for Harley, and a lot of it was Harley doing some of the writing for me during the Suicide Squad.
Hey, I'm Jake from State Farm. Setting aside the massive amounts of damage that you must have had the squad rack up in that one scene, can you confirm the number of crashes and explosions? You know, asking for a friend.
Hey, Jake, I cannot confirm the exact amount of explosions and crashes, but I will say that we have about as many explosions and crashes in this film as in any film ever. In fact, the guy who did all of our special effects on this film,
more than Michael Bay?
Who has done almost all of the Marvel movies, great movies, says that there are more effects in this film than all of those movies he's done combined.
Seriously?
So we have quite a huge special effect explosion extravaganza for you guys.
You said Ostrander's run was influential, but what else inspired you to feature these under-the-radar characters?
That is an amazing question. One I'm excited to answer because I actually had a long talk with John Ostrander, about this because he came and he visited the set, and I said I don't think of this movie so much as an adaptation of your comics. I think of this movie as a sequel to your comics, to your run in the comic books. What would John Ostrander be doing with these characters, if it was 30 years after he first started? And so I think that it has the spirit and the lifeblood of the Ostrander books, but I also like to continuously take in new supervillains, other supervillains who have sometimes been in the Suicide Squad comics over the years, but also a lot of, characters like Polka Dot Man and Ratcatcher, who have never been in the Suicide Squad, but who I just think are great DC villains who have something to offer and that we could have put into the movie. So that is
who has the
where my biggest inspiration comes from.
No, it's not
Who were your favorite villains as a kid? And did working on this movie teach you anything new about these quote-unquote villains?
Wow, who were my favorite villains growing up? Well, I was a huge Batman fan, and I'm going to tell you who my favorite villain was, and maybe it's a little embarrassing, but I'm not embarrassed by it. It was Bat-Mite. I love Bat-Mite. I thought he was hilarious and creepy as heck. So Bat-Mite was definitely my favorite supervillain. And don't think I didn't think about putting the Bat-Mite in the Suicide Squad, because I did.
Photos of the Suicide Squad.
Oh, thank you.
I absolutely love the direction of the movie. But is it true that Flora Borg is playing Javelin Man? And if so, why? Also, is Nathan Fillion playing Blackguard?
Hey, Milan. So, is Flula playing Javelin Man? Well, his name isn't exactly Javelin Man, but in mere moments, we are going to see who Flula and Nathan.
It's damn internet. The internet keeps going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's annoying.